last session of our the ongoing module, which is supply chain management. Though I have no like taken at least I think 7 to 8 sessions on logistics and an overview of what is supply chain management. So this topic I chose to know like go through with the in-depth terms, terminologies, and know like the overall workflow process in shipping logistics, and how supply chain like works in shipping or exporting the products. So in regards to that, I'll just know like show you what are all the classifications of exportable goods. Okay, so from India or from now, like say any part of the world, there are few items no which doesn't need any special permission to be no like export. That is no all you need is your the basic export documents, or otherwise there is no necessity for any specialized certifications or any specialized licenses. There are an n number of freely exportable goods, but considering the other part, that is no like there are few negative list of goods which are either prohibited or restricted and canalized as well. So let's see what these no like refers to. So prohibited items. So the name itself, like gives the like an clear understanding that goods are prohibited. It cannot be like transported or exported even with any kind of special licenses. So normal exporters or even like government agencies like they don't have any rights. They don't have under law any no rights has been provided to them to carry or export any of the prohibited goods. For instance, from India, exotic birds and no like special, extinct species, like so a few animals know which are in the extinct stage, especially timber, logs, wood pulp, and the charcoal, and these elephants' tusk, rhinoceros horns. So these like the valuable items or no like a very rare items, so these cannot be exported at all even under any specialized licenses or permissions. You might be asking like furnitures are being transported. Yes, if the locks are no like made as furnitures, if it is a complete finished product, yes, it is no like acceptable for no like export. But you cannot no like export which is no like the unfinished wood product. So that is no like completely banned or prohibited. And the second one is restricted items. So restricted items, like most of the livestock, animals, whether it's wild or domestic, doesn't matter. So it comes under restricted items. And like few agricultural produces like seeds and a few like exotic flowers and rare crop varieties, purebred crop varieties. Like these are like completely restricted. So what is the difference between prohibited and restricted? Is restricted goods like can be exported with special permissions. That is no, you have to get permission or license from the specialized bodies like IMD, yes, IMDT or IMDF, and you can know like go on with the exportation purpose. That is along with the main documentation, those documentation which is no needed for the exportation process. So along with the documentation, you need to acquire special attested documentation or special license or permitted permission documents no to export these goods. And the third one is canalized items. So canalized items, it can be only exported or imported through canalized agency, because these items, like it is considered as the the country's natural produce, and which is like in bulk quantity as well. So these are not just a sample. I mean, not the sample will be like exported, but this would be carried in bulk items. For example, say the grains, rice, or like any other natural produces, like the cash crops, cotton, whatever it is. So sugar cane, so whatever it is, no, like so all these, no, it comes under the nation's gross domestic products. So this cannot be transported even by getting any specialized certifications. Of course, it needs some specialized certifications, but it cannot be exported by an individual exporter. So there are special canalized agencies, no, like which are specified in the negative list. So if you're an exporter who are no like would like to go with no like would like to know like uh, get into involved with no like exporting these kind of agricultural producers or any natural producers from our country. So in that case, you have to reach out to these canalized organizations or canalized agencies. So they already operate, they have no like a good business relationship with the shipping companies. So they normally or in the routine basis, no, like they operate, they get the, the chance to export these kind of products, no, very frequently. So that's why, no, you have to move your products along with them. Say, for example, you're, like a farmer, no, like you have no like a land of no like say 10 to 100 acres. You are no like producing something from out of that land. Any agricultural produce, no, you're no like producing it, and you want no like at least 500 to no 1,000 tons of the products, that agricultural products you want to export, or even if it is no say 1,000 kgs, you cannot export it by yourself. Even if you're not like trying to get a permission or license, you cannot export by yourself. So you need to approach to this canalized agency. So these canalized agencies are now like specially listed under the Director General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. So you have to know like use these agencies, contact these agencies. So they will check and know like quality check your producers, and they will be know like forwarding, that is exporting your products along with the other products, that is along with the other national domestic products. So outsourcing in supply chain management. Not every organization, no, like does the supply chain activities, everything on its own. So many of the supply chain activities are being outsourced to other agencies, external agencies or external organizations. So why this is because supply chain is a very extensive area. It is not like it involves lot of processes and works right from the beginning of planning, then sourcing the raw materials, documentation, transporting, warehousing, production, and the distribution, and even managing the the reverse logistics. That is the products returned by the customers, collecting the customers' feedback. So all this are the extensive process, extensive workflow happening, and it's a never-ending process. So few supply chain companies, logistic companies may not be having enough visionary or enough capacity, there is enough space to go on with these processes, or may not be having, say, enough warehouses or production units. Even if they have not like a warehouse or production unit, they may not be having required labors and the budget, whatever it is, no, like even machineries for that matter. So because of that, they don't want to invest a lot in expanding their the operation. They don't want to like take risk in expanding their capacity. Instead, what they do is most cases they outsource the part of the supply chain activities to other parties. So I think a few classes before we have discussed about the different types of logistics providers in the market who are now like considered as the outsourcers. There is no like one PL, first party logistic provider is the one person or an organization or an agency who takes care of all the supply chain activities by themselves on its own. So they are not outsourcing any of the supply chain activity to any outsiders. So they procure by their own, they produce by their own, they warehouse by their own, they have their own warehouse, they have their own transportation unit, and they have their own production unit. And they could employ laborers, enough number of laborers in their production unit and go with the production process. and they distribute by their own to the marketing channels. So everything, each and every activity in supply chain is done by that individual or an agency or an organization. So those are the those people or those agencies, organizations are mentioned as the first party logistic providers in the market. That is 1 PM. So 2 PM, second party logistic providers are those who support the organization with the transportation, process. That is no like the organization may be taking care of no like doing every supply chain activity on its own, but they may not be having their own transportation unit, they may not be owning any transportation vehicles. So in that case they don't want to take risk in investing in buying the transportation vehicles and not having a department for transportation. Instead they outsource this activity to the outsiders or no like other transportation companies. So these transportation companies providers are called are mentioned as the second party logistic providers to the organization for the organization. And the third one is 3PL, third party logistic providers. And these are the agencies or individuals who supports the organizations with like warehousing as well as transportation. All the other activities in supply chain is taken care by the organization itself. And fourth party logistic providers are called mediators. There is no like they know all the third party logistic providers in the market. Say all they do is mediate between the supply chain industry or supply chain companies and the third party logistic providers. So they act as the connectors between these two parties. So for example, a logistic company, a supply chain company in Kochi is planning to expand its operations in Mumbai. So they want to have like they want to sell their products in Mumbai. So Mumbai is a new place for a person who is having owning a business in Kochi. So instead of taking risk in investing everything, the production unit and like buying transportation vehicles, having a transportation department, having a warehouse and employing laborers for that matter in Mumbai. What this company in Kochi, which is based in Kochi does is they outsource this activity to a 3PL in they have to outsource this activity to a 3PL in Mumbai. But so the location is no new for them. They may not be knowing who are the best 3PL providers in the Mumbai market. So in that case, 4PL providers, that is fourth party logistic providers, can come no like can uh, no like they can no provide the service to these organizations. So they will be having a list of all the 3PL providers in Mumbai market, and they will be suggesting the best providers to the organization. So based on the cost factor and the capacity factor, the organizations will decide which 3PL is the best 3PL they can choose to cater the customers of Mumbai. And finally, the fifth party logistic providers. So these people are otherwise called as, like they are mentioned as logistics aggregators, logistic aggregators in the market. So these people, like these individuals or organizations or agencies who are fifth party logistics providers, and 5PL parties, so they take care of all the supply chain activities on behalf of the client, on behalf of the organization. So what does the organization do then? So it's the organization's product. Organization is going to market the product. The company is going to market the product, advertise the product. It's the market's own product. But why they have to rely on a fifth party logistic provider? The reason is they don't want to take risk. These organizations or no individual, they don't want to take risk in investing and like operating each and every workflow, monitoring each and every process in the supply chain. So all they do is invest in these fifth party logistic providers. They just pay whatever is demanded by the fifth party logistic provider, the money part that is being done by them, and on behalf of that organization, the 5PL parties will take care of all the supply chain activities. So these are the various source of like outsourcings being done in supply chain management. So let's see, let's have the other area of outsourcing. That is, outsourcing can be like done in onshore, nearshore, and offshore. So a typical example is what I said, like Kochi and Mumbai. So a person based in Kochi, an organization or company based in Kochi, want to outsource its activities in, like a city like Mumbai or any city within the country, within India, say Hyderabad or Bangalore or Chennai or Kolkata or Ahmedabad, whichever city they want to like go with. So they are going for outsourcing in that city, which is no within the borders. So that's called onshoring, onshore outsourcing. And then what is nearshore? Nearshore is something, like the best neighboring countries to India is like Sri Lanka, and we have Bangladesh, we have Pakistan, and what else is like very nearby? Take like even like China for that matter. Yes, of course. No, China shares border with us. Yes. So if India is not like planning to, if a exporter or a business leader in India, an organization in India is planning to cater the customers in these countries, say, like in Pakistan or in Bangladesh or in Sri Lanka or China. So they are outsourcing these logistic activities to the providers in that particular country, in their neighboring countries. So this is called nearshore outsourcing. And finally comes the offshore outsourcing. That is not like completely different. So you're planning to, that is your organization or any organization, supply chain company is not like planning to cater to the customers or planning to capture customers in a completely different country which is not its neighboring country. Say we are planning to capture, say, customers in Spain, France, or UK, or USA, or Canada, anything it can be, or Japan, or Indonesia, whatever it is. So we are not like outsourcing. This company is outsourcing the supply chain activities to the providers who are based in those countries. So that is called as offshore outsourcing. So onshore within borders, outsourcing within the borders. Nearshore is outsourcing with the neighboring countries, and offshore is outsourcing to the remote countries. So of course there are no like many pros and cons to these no like types of outsourcing. So when you take onshore outsourcing, the pro is that is the best part is effortless communication because no like it's within the borders, so communication will be very easy. And the defective thing, no like the negative aspect we can see is usually high cost. And when you come to near shoring, outsource to other country or continent, that is no like most probably the neighboring country. So, so I think this is not like they have no like made a mistake. Near shore is not to outsourcing neighboring countries. Offshore is no something no like uh, toward the distant country. Okay, when you take near shoring, it's a cost-effective development, and if you see the cons, possible communication issues and time differences is there. And when it comes to offshore, so time difference is more actually. It is being no like swapped here. The information is swapped here. So actually for offshore outsourcing, the no the communication and time difference is no like more. Is there is a problem in communication because no those countries will be completely speaking a different language. So communication is no little tasky, and there is no like issue in the time difference as well. So this is a hybrid. There is a mix of other models. There is no like onshore plus offshore and part of to onshore, part to offshore, or 80% of the operations to onshore, balance 20% operations to offshore, whatever it is. So it's not like regarded as a hybrid outsourcing. So in hybrid outsourcing, there is a no like a possibility. That is a positive factor is no like flexibility and high quality, and the negative factor is time and culture. Okay. So now we have come to the terms and terminologies of the supply chain with regards to the shipping and inventory. Let's now have a quick glance about that. Okay, the first one is cycle time. Cycle time is the time taken to complete one full rotation of a specific process or operation. So this operation can be a transportation operation or a production operation or the operation which is done within the warehouse. That is no product gets into the warehouse and moves out of the warehouse. So in the in between operations, no. So that is mentioned as cycle time, the full rotation of a specific process. Change order, formal request or instruction to modify the quantity specification. That is after once the order has been placed, your your organization or your department is calling the client and asking to modify either the quantity or the specification or the mode of delivery or anything. Cycle stock and inventory. This is a portion of inventory which is regularly turned over in course of business operations. Why? Because no, it represents a normal operational stock level between replenishments, and this cycle stock will be replenished every year. So what will happen to the old stock? So that would be mixed along with the new stock, and it would be sold. So demand forecasting, it's a process of predicting the future customer demand. So that's why there are many forecasting techniques are being done. So which is obviously good for the organization. They can make more profits. They can easily identify what really the customer needs, and they can go with the procurement and production process, warehousing process, and everything. They can allocate the budget accordingly based on the demand for that is based on the forecasting results. Then is demand planning, process of forecasting customer demand to make informed supply chain decisions. So why demand forecasting is made is especially for decision making. Decision making in planning, decision making in procuring, decision making in transportation. In each and every aspect of supply chain, you have to make decisions. So that's why uh, the forecasting is done, and this process is demand planning. Distribution centers is a warehouse or specialized buildings where products are stored and distributors to retailers or customers. And the distribution centers, it can either have, it can either hold the products from the same organization, from the same company, or products from different companies. So if it is a private warehouse, if it is a private warehouse, so obviously the company's own products will be, will be in the warehouse. Or if it is a public warehouse, the warehouse can no hold, whoever is ready to, ready to take up the storage in the warehouse, they will be welcome as long as there is as long as there is enough space in the warehouse. There is direct procurement. It refers to acquiring of goods or materials that are directly used in the production of goods. So whatever it is, direct procurement. And drop shipment is a fulfillment method. So where the store doesn't keep the product itself in stock. So instead, what it does is directly purchases the item from the third party and shipped it directly to the customer. So here they will not take the responsibility of holding the products. Okay, dock refers is dock is a shipping term, so it refers to the platform where the trucks, trains, or anything, even the ship. So it comes to a stop. So this is considered as this can be mentioned like like coming to a stop. So you're standing in a bus stop, bus stand, and the bus comes and comes to a stop, right? So that's called as docking in shipping terms. And then is dispatch. It refers to the scheduling and sending out of transportation vehicles for freight pickup and delivery. So it includes managing and coordinating transportation schedules. So just dispatch is nothing but the scheduling and sending out of the transportation vehicles. Delivery receipt or no. Delivery receipt is once the transportation company or the vehicle has delivered the product to its buyer, So this delivery note would be issued by the transportation department or whatever. So the buyer has to know, like, confirm by signing in on the delivery note that the buyer has received all the products and know these are the quantity and this is the specification. So this product was delivered to this buyer at that specific time and date. Then direct point of sale, it refers to selling of products directly to the customer at the point of purchase. And the approach bypasses intermediaries and often involves real-time inventory management. So wherever the sale is happening, that's called point of sale. And direct point of sale is selling the products directly to the customers at the point of purchase without any mediators. That is, without the involvement of any third parties. Then is decentralized inventory control. It's an approach where decisions and processes are distributed among various locations and departments. It is completely opposite to the centralized inventory control or centralized warehouse operations. So in centralized warehouse, control or warehouse operations, what happens is, so all the products, no maximum number of products would be, made arranged or no made available in the centralized warehouses. So, which is no like sometimes it's a difficult task because no maintenance of no such a huge inventory will be like a tedious task. And not only that, when shipping the products to the customer who are in remote location, so it will take lot of time, like to ship the products. Whereas if your company is going for a decentralized inventory or decentralized warehouses, what happens is it can have mini warehouses nearby to the location where the customers are more, so that the customers can easily receive the product, without any delay. And managing the inventory will also be quite so easy. Decoupling inventory is held to decouple different stages of the production process. So either it is no upstream or downstream operations. Distribution cost, it's a like expenses associated with moving the goods from one location to another location. So what does this cost include? It's transportation, warehousing, handling and packaging, along with loading and unloading charges. That is loading the products onto the trucks or containers and unloading it, unloading the products out of it. Then this distribution planning, the process of strategizing and organizing the distribution of goods from the point of production or storage to the end customer. So how you are planning the distribution, in what way you are planning to deliver the products to the customer. So it can be either through distribution channels, or it can be like a direct sale to the customer from the factory outlet, or it can be like sold through the company's website or the web portal, or or through any um, e-retailing companies. Then is dock to stock. So, measure of supply chain efficiency representing the time it takes for goods to move from the receiving dock at the warehouse or facility to usable inventory stock. So, from the dock area, that is dock area of the ship or dock area of the train. So, the time taken between the products being shipped from the dock area to the warehouse unit. So, that is called dock to stock. A freight forwarder. So these freight forwarders can be individuals or a group of individuals or an agency or an organization. So a company which arranges the transportation of goods on behalf of the shipper. Now, transportation involves hell lot of procedures, right? Like packing, packaging, barcode attaching, and inscribing the handling marks on the packaging, and loading and unloading on the trucks and reaching the nearby port, and then again transferring those products to the ship or to the aircraft, and then the vehicle reaches a destination port and you have to unload all the products from the ship or from the aircraft. So this is a very tedious process in transportation. So other than that, no, you have to take care of, as an exporter, the company or your department has to take care of the documentation process as well. So to avoid no any confusions or avoid to save time, energy, and money. So mostly the companies no like which are no like in exporting the products, they move the products through these freight forwarders. So freight forwarders, they know very well know who are all the best, the carrier service in the shipping industry, and they know all the details and know in and out details about the documentation part. So all this organization has to know have to pay them extra, the commission or whatever. The freight forwarder will take care of all the transportation arrangements and make sure the product reaches the buyer's hands. Forecast error, that is know the difference between the forecasted and actual demand for products. So the forecast result has to be somewhat accurate, approximate, so that no like everything goes in a smooth way and the company can no like meet some profit. So if there is a forecast error, what happens? No, like sometimes it will be a great loss for the company. So as long as no there is a reduction in forecast error, it indicates improved accuracy in predicting customers' demand. So freight forward, I think I have no like duplicated it. Okay, you can just ignore it. And full container load. FCL, it refers to shipping method where this is used only for one particular shipper, and this shipper fills up the container. That is no like stuffs the container with the maximum number of exportable products. So that is full container load. So what is the benefit of full container load is no like once it has all the products, all the goods has been no like stuffed inside the container. The container truck or the no carrier doesn't have to stop anywhere in between. It can no like directly reach the destination place. Hub and spoke distribution. This is a system of logistics where a centralized hub exists and spokes radiate out the destinations. Just imagine a railway junction or known as an international airport, like where planes from like different countries or different cities like fly to the airport, and from there it takes like again it takes the passengers and fly back to the same place where it came from, or like it has to fly to different destination. So such is a network, like which is happening in the supply chain as well. So this usually this hub and spoke distribution is otherwise like mentioned as the wheeled distribution, or like spoke wheel distribution. It represents the warehouses, okay, like warehouse or otherwise called as like hubs, like distribution hubs. And so what happens is different uh, producers, like different manufacturers, their products are collected and like it is like stored in the main warehouse. It is stored in the hub. So whoever is ordering the product, so this product will be like transported and delivered to that particular customer. So there are many examples for this hub and spoke distribution. Uh, Amazon, Flipkart. So everyone does the same thing. So what they do is they buy the products, they procure their products from different manufacturers, have it in their hub and spoke warehouse distribution centers, and they catalog it in their website, in their application app or whatever. And we as a customer, we will know like browse through their catalog. So whatever product like we like to order, we do that. And the Amazon or no any e-commerce company for that matter delivers a product to our location. So the actual manufacturer is somewhere. It is not the Amazon's own manufacturing. So actual manufacturer of the product is somewhere else, but Amazon acts as a hub and spoke distribution center. And then is inventory turnover. It's a ratio showing how many times a company's inventory is sold and replaced over a period of time, indicating the efficiency of inventory management. So inventory turnover is like a most important inventory control measure, because like only there is a formula like we have already gone through it in the operations session. So inventory turnover is why it's so important is, so if a company like gets an idea about how much turnover it's making in terms of inventory. So it is easy for them to get control of the inventory. Because what happens is if there is no control in the inventory, the company tends to buy more resources and maintain more inventory, which is not necessary for that particular period. So if there is more inventory, then they are urged to produce more. If the produce is more, then they have to spend a lot of money in, like advertising and and like marketing, so that they have to push all the produced products, all the produced goods, to the customers to avoid loss. So to have a control over the inventory turnover ratio, it's one of the an analysis or a like a measurement technique usually done in the organizations. Then less than container load, which is complete opposite of full container load. So less than container load is like individuals like us, we don't export or like transport products in bulk. If like if organization, that's different. Speaking about organizations which are into export business or transport, I mean, which are into like retailing or like production business. So the scenario is like something different. They can go for full truckload, full container load. But individuals are like us or small business units, they can't produce more, or they are not going to like transport anything in bulk. In those cases, like the containers, anyhow, it has to be filled with the products. Or what happens is it will not meet the economy of scale, so there will be a loss to the transportation department. So in this case, what happens is the container will wait for the other exporters to like come with their products, so as to the products are enough to fill the the complete tanker, the complete container. So once it is filled, then the container, no, then the container would be, moving on for transportation. So this is how it usually works. And there are no pros and cons in this process. No, like even if you have very limited number of items to transport or export, you can do that. But the con here is no, like you have to wait till the truck or the container gets filled. So only when it gets filled, the container will move into transportation. That is a like it shows the movement of movement. Or otherwise, the container has to wait for some time. The vehicle has to wait for some time till clients, other clients or till other business units, give their products so that the container may be full. Machine downtime. So it is not like purposely done by the the production units or by the supervisors, or no like sometimes on management's advice, it is purposely done just to take care of all the repairs and maintenance activities of the machineries. So there is a downtime. Sometimes the downtime, it's like a power shutdown time, right? Sometimes like for maintenance or for other purposes, power will be sorry, electricity will be like shut down for some time or for one complete day, starting from from morning till evening. So machine downtime is like the like the same term. That is like more or less the same term like power shutdown. So for maintenance purpose or for like any unplanned events, like the power, I mean the machines will be shut down. It will not be operated at all. Multimodal transport operation. So whenever the organization is using, it is making use of uh, two or more different modes of transportation, it's considered as multimodal transportation. But here, uh, the single contract, it operates under the single contract. That is, one particular transportation company takes care of the multimodal transport. Say, if there is a say Maruti, you have Maruti Logistics, right? So it does transport and like the products from one end to the other end. So it's like a courier service as well. So what happens now, in single contract means, so under the Maruti courier service or Maruti transportation service, and they can be they will use the multimodal transport. They may be having only trucks, container trucks to transport the product, whereas they will not be having their own like cargo train or own shipping carrier, container carrier. But even though the organization makes sure that the product is being handled by those agencies or any shipping carriers, which know like to whom the outsource is being done. And then is like material requirements planning, which is otherwise called as MRP. So it's a production planning and inventory control system used to manage manufacturing processes. So it ensures that materials and components are available for production and products are available for delivery to customers. So this simply supports the concept of push strategy. That is, uh, you have to procure the required materials and machineries and know like the workmen, that is the laborers required for that particular production in advance. Actually, you have to know like make these arrangements in advance so that no there is no halt in the production. So we have come to the end of the topic. There are no like still more to go. So what I'll do is no like I'll share with you a link. So it has no like almost all of the shipping terms or all of the supply chain terms. Like it's a website. So whenever you have like any doubts regarding like one particular word, it is like cataloged actually. It is like chronologically cataloged, it's alphabetically cataloged. So what you can do is you can like just go through it. Just give me a second. Let me stop sharing this presentation and I will share that. Okay, so here we are. Let me share the screen. Ah, yes. Okay. So this is the website now I was speaking about. It's called Siren Cloud. So it has no like a glossary of almost 470 plus terms and definitions of supply chain. So let me know like take you know like through this website. See, it is no like categorized alphabetically. So if you want to search a term, no like under say N, you can just click on N. No, it gives all the terms related to the supply chain. Like supply chain. So you have order fulfillment, on-time delivery, order management, outsourcing. So everything is here. And say, for example, J. So J, you must be having just-in-time delivery. And for K, you have this Kanban, key performance indicator, knockdown, and everything. So I will share this link in the chat box. You can know like bookmark this link, no, this website if you want to. You can know like go through this website whenever you have time. Okay. So, if you have any doubts, you can know like ask me right now. We are going to know like uh, conclude the session little earlier because no like I have no like another emergency like work to do. So I'll be here for like 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any doubt, you can ask.